When to join the union in a right-to-work state. Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Cornwell with Get Taped here in Atlanta, Georgia, one of Atlanta's original audition taping services, which I co-own with my amazing wife, Brooke. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? And now on to our topic. When to join the union in a right-to-work state. This is a tough question, but one we get asked every so often at Get Taped here in Atlanta. What is going on with this hair today? Ooh. Since it's a right-to-work state, as are most of the southeastern states, then the union can never force you to join. If you lived in California or New York, on the other hand, you will be forced to join a union eventually. And for details on that, please go to SAG-AFTRA.org. Link in the show notes below. And if you do join, wherever you live, you will be forbidden from ever doing non-union work again. So with that in mind, if you live in a right-to-work state, you may be asking the question, why would I ever join if I don't have to? And that's a great point, and it's honestly one of the biggest reasons I waited so long to join. I first became eligible in 2003, but I waited all the way until 2017 to become a union member. Bam! So what took me so long, and why did I finally join? Well, the reason I waited was monetary, and I don't mean the initiation fee or the dues, which we'll talk about later. But more so because for the first decade of my career, I was making the vast majority of my acting-related income through non-union commercials and industrials. Training videos for big corporations like Chick-fil-A and Home Depot, which are headquartered here in Atlanta, were cash cows for me in the early 2000s. And they were all non-union. After the tax incentive started to bring a flood of TV and film work here, then things started to shift for me. By the mid-2010s, industrials started to become more sparse, and for whatever reason, I ceased to become a commercial actor. Weird, I know. Who wouldn't want to buy toothpaste from me? So once it became abundantly clear that TV and film were here to stay, and that I was making more and more of my acting income from this union work, well, I decided it was finally time to join the union. And not because I would somehow book more as a result. Please hear me on that. Too many actors join the union prematurely, thinking that by having that union card, it will somehow guarantee them more work or give them some elevated status or preferred status when it came to casting. It doesn't. So please don't join under that false assumption. The real reason I joined is because I felt that I had benefited from these hard-fought union contracts for far too long without having any skin in the game myself. So I joined on principle, essentially. Oh, and the free screeners that you get during the SAG Awards is pretty cool too. So if you consider yourself a professional actor and have dragged your feet for a long time, like I did, then maybe it's time for some introspection to see if it's the right time to join for you. Because while you wait, all of us union members are paying for you to continue to enjoy all the protections that come with those union contracts. You know, like fair wages that get paid in a reasonable amount of time, overtime, meals, and other protections while you're on set. And at some point, it should hopefully make sense for you to start contributing to the guild that has done so much for you already. But if you're newer, or acting is just a hobby for you, or you still make 80% of your acting income from non-union sources, then it's likely not the right time. One other little tidbit that helped make the decision for me. Depending on your market, the initiation fee might be lower than you think. When I joined here in Georgia in 2017, the initiation fee was about 50% of the national initiation fee. Now, if I ever work in a market with a higher initiation fee, I will have to pay the difference, but at the rate it was in 2017, not today's rates. So it's kind of like an installment plan, if you will. And I do want to take one moment to talk about going FICOR. It's just a fancy way of saying that you once were a dues-paying member, and now you're what they call a dues-paying non-member. It's a gray area, but it's attractive to actors because it suddenly allows them to once again do non-union work without any penalty from the union. However, beware of this option. The union, let's say, frowns upon actors that go FICOR. And if you ever decide to reinstate yourself at full member status, it is not an easy process. Just ask Brooke. She had to go through that. It's actually not even guaranteed that you ever can become a full member once again. I realize that all of you have your own unique circumstances, but I just want you to realize that FICOR does have consequences to it. I'm sure there are more nuanced questions that each of you pre-members might have, wink wink, and I may or may not be qualified to answer them, but feel free to email or comment below with those questions. If I can't answer them, I'll get you to the person that can. In short, if you live in a right-to-work state, be very mindful and intentional about if and when you join the union. On behalf of SAG-AFTRA, we'd love to have you, but only when it's right for you. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.